The customer is a real person, those who are purchasing the product and getting a service from the business. So supplier from the important component on the micro environmental, the supplier is taking a very important role in your business. Macro environmental, the company consists of elements that directly affect the company. So related to product or service, it is intended to meet the customer's demand timely. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to one and all. I am Natesh, lecturer in Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the Unit 1, Section 3, Business Environmental, B.B.A, second semester, Introductions to Business Environmental. And today my agenda, so in the last session which is related to internal environmental factors, so now today's session is which is main focus on the external environmental. So under external environmental, when you are talking related to elements of environmental, we can be classified into two categories. One is internal and external. Okay, now we here under external environmental, micro environmental and macro environmental. Once again, the total industry in India, we call it as a macro. So any represented industry like a software industry or assembly industry, or you can say manufacturing industry, which is coming under the micro. Micro means very small. Okay, so what and all micro and macro factors, how it is influencing for the business. Okay, so as a businessman organization, they want to study very thoroughly, because the different types of business which is carrying for the activity based on the some influencing factors. So here under micro environmental, so when you are talking related to external factors, the micro environmental, only the businessman or business organization have a limited control. But in case of macro, we don't have any complete control. We are not able to control. So which is an uncontrollable factor for macro, but micro, little control we have. So the micro environmental of a company consists elements, components, okay, so that directly affected the company, because once you start your business, you need to study the internal environmental, again you need to study the external environmental. So again under external environmental, we identify micro as well as the macro, how which is directly or indirectly related to your business, respected business. So because you know there are too many peoples you need to contact. Okay, so either your customer or supplier or government. Okay, so there are too many persons like which include like supplier, because the main raw materials or machinery supplied by the supplier. Now any businessman, they try to maintain good relationship with the supplier, because the timely you are not getting a raw material, the components what and all is required, the machine is what you are expecting from the supplier. So everything the supplier, okay, for example the business are depending only one supplier, right time they are not given any material. If suddenly they increase the price of the raw material, so which is affecting for the business. Okay, and even the customer, because you are producing a product with the intentions to meet the demand for the customer, either the customers can be an individual or business, B2B or B2G, government. Okay, so there are different institutions selling, institutions related product, because there are different types of product and services offered to the end customers. And even the market intermediator, if you're not depending the market intermediator, which is nothing but your wholesaler, dealer, distributor, retailer, everything, and competitor, because whom you are competing, the same similar product, those who are offering, you need to study thoroughly. Okay, and public, even two more micro examples. Under customer, the customer is a real person, those who are purchasing the product and getting a service from the business. So a customer are people who pay money to acquire the organization product, because as a businessman, when you start producing a mask production with the intentions to fulfill the requirement of customer, which is nothing but the exchange factors between the buyer and the seller, are those buyer and ultimate customer, because the producer finally they want to meet the customer using a different gaps they want to fulfill. So the productions will be taken care by the producer, which is the consumption will be taken care by the customers or consumers. In between there are lot of processes are involved to carry the goods. So related to product or service, it is intended to meet the customer's demand timely. Otherwise, the customers are try to go for other product, competitor products. Okay, now the competitors, why very important, why the businessman want to study? You know, there is a different types of market structure. Okay, either you are standing in the monopoly or oligopoly sectors, or your perfect competition, or pure competition, or duopoly. Okay, so definitely you need to study according to your competition analysis. You try to do for competition analysis timely, which is not only for one time. So whenever you try to extend your business, you are trying to continue your business, you need to keep on update the competitors. Analysis is very important. The competitors are other business entity that compete the resource, because the same product, if the similar product offered by the competitor, the customers also getting a lot of opportunity. That's what the business want to study perfectly. The firm competitors include not only other firm which market the same on similar product, but all those who complete the discrepancy income of the consumer, because there are too many product, a million of product and services offered to the end consumer. If you are not finding any competitor, of course you can capture your market share as you expected. So moving forward, supplier, because the main raw materials or any specific equipment or specific any component spare parts you are received from the supplier, unless you are not maintaining a good relationship with the supplier, so it is very difficult, because the supplier and customers are located in the external factor, you are identified in the external factor, so only limited control you have in the micro factors. So supplier from the important component on the micro environmental, the supplier is taking a very important role in your business. The supplier are providing any kind of material to the business for the smooth functioning, like raw material, equipment, or service, or spare parts, or components, or technical assistance. So whatever you are expecting to run your business very smooth way. Okay. Next, under market intermediate, just now I told, because we are leading in the competitions world, so of course we need to take a support from the market intermediate, those who are really supporting for your business. So your market intermediators can be classified into many types of mediator, agent, wholesaler, retailer, distributor, stockist. So because you need to target for the different geographical area or different geographical segment basis, of course you need to. In case of FMCG, the market intermediate is very important. Market intermediators include agent, brokers who help the company to find a best customer or prospective customer, those who are really interested to purchase your product or getting a service from your company. So it is a link between the company and customer, because the producer, whatever they produce, finally they are selling customers, means which is a zero channel. Here we are not able to identify any intermediator. So in case of heavy equipment or industrial machinery, directly the producer, without taking any support from the market intermediator, the company are appointing a salesperson. Okay, they are directly targeting for the industrial user. So now again the public also, which is coming under the external environmental factor. So the public you need to say either which is a general public. So media also you can take how the media also influencing for your business, how you are creating awareness, how you are promoting, how you are creating awareness about the product and service what you are offering to the customers. Public is any group that has actual or potential interest in the customer. So I just now told those who are really interested are expressing an interest for your product. So those can be a public. So the prospect of the firm depend upon the society, because the public which is located, we are identified in the based on the society. So in which it has a work and sell its product, because you are working for, you are taking a responsibility, you are taking a right decisions to target more and more customers. Moving forward for next slide. So which is under external environmental, we are in the macro now. So macro environmental, which is the businessman, organization, corporate, they don't have any control, which is completely very worst concept. So here the macro environmental, the company consists elements that directly affect the company, because as a businessman, they don't have any control, which is complete, they don't have any control on the micro factor. So here you can remember the micro factor which is coming under the pestle, you have to remember pestle, which is standing political, legal, political, economical, social, culture, technology, legal, environmental. So what exactly here? So which include social, culture, economical, technology, political and legal, natural, even the international. Okay. So moving forward. So the first one under macro environmental, I just specified the pestle, you must remember easily. So here social, culture, environmental, economical environmental, technological environmental, political and legal environmental, natural environmental, international environmental, or global environmental. So this is the best example. These are the elements covered in the macro environmental. Moving forward, so what is exactly economical environmental? As a businessman, unless they are not study the economical environmental, because in the economic we are standing the total country completely, which is depending on the total business, industry, assembly, manufacturing, small unit, whatever the complete economical factors we need to study as a businessman. So under economical environmental refers to those economical factors which have impact on the working of business. What exactly the economical factors we can identify? The law of demand and the inflation, deflation, power of purchasing. So everything. These factors include gross national product, GDP, NEP, okay, national product. Okay, so here the corporate profit and inflation rate, balance of payment, even fiscal policy. Okay, so the monetary policy, the completely the economical factors they want to study. So whenever you are which is related to the business, you unless you are not studying the economical factor, so you cannot run your business very smooth way. What and all the factors which is directly connected, so which is going for the economical environmental. So next one, political and legal environmental. Each and every state, each and every country, they are maintaining a political system and even the legal guidelines followed by the businessman. So which is a timely updating or not updating. So as a businessman, they want to check every year what and all the changes is happening. Okay, the political environmental refers to influence exerted by the three political institutions. One is legislature, executive and judiciary, because under the limit of country, so what exactly there are too many guidelines for business, there are too many act or amendment passed for the purpose of business. Okay, so here you have to, here the legal environmental, any business will start based on the legal guidelines set by the state government or central government or local government. So you have to follow the legal guidelines made by the government. So include adaptability of law and other legal rules and regulation of government, because some specific product there is completely restriction, even the tax portion, even the calculation of profit, even when you are fixing a price, when you are carrying a goods, when you are selling to the other state, you need to follow the guidelines set by the government. The law which are passed by the government for the business operation, which is called for legal environmental. So the government we majorly classified into three types: local government, state government, and central government. Even when your operation is carried for the other country, you need to follow the international legal guidelines. So because as a businessman, unless you are not updating the legal guidelines or rules and regulation according to your business, it is very difficult. What exact document, license is required, which business having a which license, so everything you must familiar with it. Now social culture which is because completely which is based on the society. There are different culture, subculture we are identify, how it is influencing for the businessman when their operation, how they want to give priority. So the social culture environmental refers to the social and culture factor which are behind the control of the business unit. Now which is not only for the social culture, all the macro factors which is now the businessman have, they don't have any control. So of course as a businessman, which society, what types of classification of culture, what tradition of customers, everything they want to find out, what cultures they adapted, this product is suitable for the society, everything they want to study. The such factor include people to work, family system and caste system, education system, their habit, their language and religion, belief and traditions within the particular society. Because society to society, their culture, their belief, their family system, their education system completely different. So that's what the businessman they want to study before launching a product, before offering a product. So they want to get more clarity. If you take example, the Kashmirian people, what they like food, so the South Indian food, the South Indian people, they are not giving a importance for that, because their culture, their tradition, their habits are something different. Now moving to technological environmental. Under technology, now we are standing in the competitive world. So of course the rapid change of technology, unless the businessman are not adapting the technology, whatever is happening or changing according to the situations. So the technological environmental refers to the external factors in technology that impact on the business operation. Now we classified developed country, underdeveloped country. Okay, so underdeveloped country or developed country, now almost they are adapted the technology. When you start giving a competition for any MNC or local competitor using a technology, there are different departments are located. All the department they are adapted the technology whatever which is related to the business. Now if you take ERP, entrepreneur resource, okay, ERP, entrepreneur resource program, which is developed for the business. In order to survival today competitive world, the business has to adapt technology, change from the time to time. Otherwise, you can't run your business very smooth. You cannot capture market share what you are expected, because you are standing in the competition's world. So the business may have a dramatical change their operating strategy as a result to change in the technology environmental. There are too many software packages available for your business. So if you take example ERP, SAP, Tally, there are too many latest versions are available for your business. Now everyone is doing a computerizing. All the activities computerized. The suitable package you have to purchase. Okay, and contact the customer. Even the customers also accessing now online platform. You are not updated. The customers also not getting a benefit. The business also not getting a benefits. and natural environmental. Any business, whatever they're expecting, a raw material from the nature only they are expecting, even the condition, climate, weather condition, everything the businessman they want to predict in advance. So that is a natural environmental. So as a businessman they don't have any control on the natural environmental. So natural environmental refers to geographical, the area to area, the climate changes, weather condition. Okay, so the difference what you are finding. Okay, so geographical and ecological factors which are behind the control of the enterprise. When you are offering blindly, you cannot produce blindly, you cannot offer for any specific geographical area unless you are not studying the what exact requirement, how it is, the weather condition is suitable or not suitable. Everything business organization they want to study. It includes natural resource because all the materials we are getting from the natural resource. So weather and climate condition, landform, rainfall, environmental pollution, too many factors which is connecting to the natural environmental. Unless the businessman not studying the natural environmental, it is very difficult where exactly they are getting raw material, what is the climate condition, the business unit which is suitable for this environmental, everything they want to think in advance. Keep on watch for next section. Thank you.